Well, the results are in, and so is the scoreline. 16-12, Mad Lions picking up this first side, this first map of this best-of-3 series, Mirage, that is. And it's going to be a tale for the Danes to look back on with success and tell people about. Of course, we look at it from afar and we say, well, you know, what could an I-Disbalance, Spirit have done better right here? That's the real question on our minds. And that's what we're going to begin to dive into. I'm going to be doing that with Pimp and Potter, who are both with me right now. And moreover, when we look at the game itself, this one was a lot closer than I think the scoreline will appear.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot closer than it appeared. But man, Lions, Acor, Acor is just such a pleasure to watch. We've known it for quite some time that he's got the skill, the mechanical skill to consistently pull him out of those pickle situations. But man, his decision making, you can absolutely see that he's been working on it, because this game, so far, he was so decisive. And even the entirety of the Lions squad, just every decision that they made, they always had a plan to back themselves up. And they were never in a situation where they had to react to Spirit. They were always in control, always controlling the pace of these rounds. And so it made their T side a little bit of a breeze, I gotta say. But you're right. I mean, Spirit, they did posture for that comeback, but what the heck happened in that 28th round? I gotta ask them in the interview, because they had that mid control and then they just kind of rushed into a full-on stack towards that catwalk. So that was a little bit of a blunder, but once again, Lions, they came prepared. They came prepared for those kinds of duels that Spirit were throwing at them.
Personally, Jacob, I'm just amazed that we have the Lion King in the house, or the Tiger King, whatever he wants to call himself, that being Harry. And of course, we don't have him in this house, but in your house, you put together a nice stats helix for us that we can kind of go over as a group. So everybody just sit back and enjoy the show. Jacob, break it down.
Let's do it. We're jumping into round number 12. The score is 5-6. It's a relatively close game. And as me and Christine talked about coming into this game, both of these lineups were feeling comfortable. They're playing super aggressive now. What we're going to see here is two players rushing up towards underground. Shus is going to have a duel right here, and he's going to win both of them. Right here, you see Spirit. They are comfortable. They want to play aggressive. They want to take away map control from Mad Lions. Thank God for Shus, he wins out the duels. Now, the response coming in here from Spirit, again, they're doing a good job. Som Young, he pushed all the way down here, and he's going to find a duel towards these the two T players coming into T-spawn. We play out the clip right here. We can skip forward a little bit. Som Young almost finds the kill right here. You're down 5 versus 3. You're doing the exact thing you're needing to do. You're being aggressive. You're trying to regain map control. If we switch over to the point of view of the players, you can see how close it actually is that Som Young is going to win this round for them. Shus here finds one kill, finds another one right here. That's just well played by him. Now, Som Young being aggressive, being proactive, trying to take back the round for Spirit, trying to take back the map control now. He's super, super unlucky, dare say, not getting Acor. If he wins the second duel, you're going to see on the screen in just a second, he could have turned that round around for Spirit. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to, but this was a great example of a team that, despite going down 10 first and 10-5 in the first half, they were actually doing a good job. They were actually being proactive, and they were actually playing some Counter-Strike at a very high level.
And we actually need to talk about the next map. It's going to be here sooner rather than later. It's going to be Nuke. This is going to be Spirit's pick. Christine, do you feel a little bit better knowing that, or is it still something that is just lost to the wind?
Yeah, I definitely feel a little bit better knowing that, and especially knowing that once again, Spirit, we know that the first map of the series, they start off a little bit slow, but we're going to their home pick. This is Nuke, and this is their comfort pick. This is where Som Young, and especially I-Disbalance, I think, will have a much better time, because we saw exactly the prowess that he showcased towards the outside yard, always mobile, going to help out towards that ramp. So I expect I-Disbalance to kind of get himself into this series.
It's over. Yeah. Mad Lions 2-0 GG VP.
That's it. Just write it off. It's done, Jacob. All right, fair enough. We'll do that just for you, though. But I mean, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to play out this next map. Sorry, Jacob, maybe next time around. But you say that Som Young on Nuke. I just want to say that perhaps Spirit have some more to show right here. Maybe they've got a little more gas in the tank. We're going to go to a break. We come back. We jump into the second map of the series. The DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 marches on.
Team Spirit taking on Fnatic. Not Fnatic, what am I saying? Taking on Mad Lions, of course. It's our second BO3 of the day.
How did you forget, man? I have a literal reminder here for you, Hugo. There's pictures of lions behind me. We're in the enclosure, my friend. And the enclosure now is Nuke, second map in this series. It's the map pick of Team Spirit, one that's treated them well in the past. The Mirage kind of falls into a similar vein in that sense, right? Like it's this entire series is just good maps for both of these teams. So for Team Spirit, I think the pressure's really on, especially with this T-side start.
I want to hear those Lions roar, Harry. Can you give it to me?
I got you, man.
Yeah, nice. I can barely hear that, but I'm sure there was a roar somewhere.
There was a roar. I don't want to have it too loud on account of, you know, I don't want everything to just be a lion, but let's see, right? It's a tricky one to balance. So let's see if Astillion can balance his ramp aggression here. Ooh, he certainly seems to think so. He's chained together a nice little double, and this leaves Idisbalance. Well, we're talking about balance. This guy really is the definition of unbalanced, and maybe even, I was going to say unhinged if he did something cool, but no, he just gets shut down immediately.
Yeah, nice clean pistol around there. No deaths from Mad Lions. And, you know, they're already a map up, Harry. That's not what Spirit wanted on their pick, especially considering they're starting on the T side, right? Getting that, you know, potential 2-0, 3-0 lead off the back of the pistol and the anti-ecos, that can be the difference maker in between a good and a bad half, and sometimes even a game as it gets close. But that's going to go in the favor of Mad Lions. They will be able to streak the start, and with no plant in the pistol, it's a full eco for Spirit, making the right call. I noticed on that Betway graphic, they've swapped out Lecro for Twist. So I guess they did update it in the week off. Nice. Yeah, he's a bit of a pistol king, this guy. Not today, though. Not here. Not on Nuke. But let's see if he can find anything with the Glocks in round number 2. I'm leaning against it.
Look at this. Lots of players towards outside. Team Spirit, they're just flying about the place with these Glocks. Acor's getting pressured, but to be fair, he doesn't really feel too worried. He's just mowed them down. It's a very, very quick, clean round for Mad Lions. They get 5 alive. They put this second round on the board. That's pretty much like the perfect start here if you're in the Mad Lions crew. And obviously, you know, Team Spirit only playing pistols there. They focused instead on an investment in this round. It's going to be AKs across the board, a little bit limited in terms of the utility that they bring with them. They've had to kind of decide, like, do we want mollies? Do we want flashes? And they found a bit of a middle ground. They'll throw these outside smokes down. These are the standard pretty deep ones that get thrown on in by Team Spirit. And you'll see that Roy here, he's dropped a Molotov, and that's disrupted the flow of these smokes. So he's left himself a big old gap, and he gets the information that no one from Team Spirit has crossed with these smokes.
Yeah, I wonder if that's realized. Chopper is here, so he should have calmed that at least, and Spirit are aware that, okay, you know, we're not going to have ramp empty, right? Like, Mad Lions haven't dropped B off the back of this, you know, next level smoke wall. No, nothing's changed. No one's lower. Everyone's waiting, and Acor, he's about to drop some opponents to lower, either one, or both. He'll just fall off as he sees those players enter ramp. His scout shot just missing, and he's trying to play off the info, figure out where Spirit are going. Do they want to wrap hell to heaven? Are they walking back into lobby? If they are, there's a setup here for that. Bubsky and Shush with the 1-2 punch. I love this. Shush is committing. Thought he'd at least play a spot where he could back off if he spotted opponents. Maybe he still will if he forces a bit of a peek here. Timing is everything as Spirit leave radio and set up for this A split. Chopper, he was outside. Now he's in main, coming in to assist. He's not going to check the hut. No one is. And so if Spirit take A, they've got to worry about this position in the site.
Ooh. Yeah, Bubsky as well, being this like first point of contact, and as he gets 1-for-1 traded, it kind of means that Shush is just going to go unaccounted for, and he's allowed to wreak absolute havoc. Mir, left in this 1v2, does shut down the first man, but Acor is able to keep this in the advantage of Mad Lions. He's going to take down 2 in the round, sits 5-0 on the board, exactly what you want to see out of him. It's a nice attempt at the A play, but a perfect counter from the Mad Lions crew. The hot aggression perfectly timed, the crossfires set up, and it all proves to be a little bit much or the Team Spirit boys?
Yeah, that would have been a great round for Spirit if they pushed Hut with the door, but for some reason they went for door and then they went back to Hut after they lost those opening kills. Like if you just split both of them at the same time, you pressure that double setup for Mad Lions, who are looking the wrong way. So yeah, I think Spirit made that harder than it needed to be. I love the A crunch, right? Like having the Chopper split main and just going for a quick inner exec is good, or upper exec, but yeah, I think just the lack of Hut control simply lost them the round. Without that, Bubsky and Shush, no way they get as much done as they do. And that's a very different round all of a sudden. Well, in this one, it's only pistols and a man up for Mad Lions with almost nothing to play with if you're Spirit here. Armor on 2, no utility, no primaries. Might just run through the Hut or the ramp, either one. Ramp's a good call because you can drop B very quickly and try and focus on a plant, but this setup from Mad Lions is sweaty. Asilian's letting them drop lower. He's just watching for the Hell Wrap, and obviously he's going to take a fight here at bare minimum, but Bubsky is right below on B to deal with them when they drop. So Asilian, 1. There's the AWP to deny anyone getting close. A nice shot from Akor. He finds a double. Oh, Bubsky's not even needed. Akor will lose his AWP, but should get saved. Very close, but it's there for Mad Lions. 4-0. The money back in for Spirit, but this is a strong start from the CT side.
Oh, and I love this. They just rush into Hut. And this is great, right? Because it's still early days, and so Team Spirit, they're like, all right, guys, look, we have a buy round. Let's take it nice and slow. Let's run our game plan. And, you know, Asilian and co, they just, nope, they run into lobby. They shut down these players that are holding. This forces Team Spirit's hand into a pretty horrible spot. They try and cross outside. Oh, and by the way, Bubsky is still coming in on this flank. Magix is left alone, 1v5, cowering down in secret with just 10 HP. Anything can kill him at this point. The nades are raining in. This is horrible. We're witnessing him just getting hunted down. And Mad Lions, they show absolutely no humility, no humanity there. They just hunt and hunt and hunt. And man, that is a rough one for Team Spirit. Quite a way to send a message if you're Mad Lions early on in this CT half.
Yeah, and Spirit, right, they're holding lobby, they're holding for that exact play, but it's the reason it doesn't work for them is because they hold for what is essentially the spawn hit, right? Like Mad Lions pushing off of as fast as they can get there. Well, they're not doing that. They're coming in through ramp, and so the Hut player that's pushing is waiting on the ramp contact first, or at least for that ramp player to be in position. So Spirit, they hold, they wait, they go, oh, they would have rushed by now, and then they move, and that's when Mad Lions peak. Like, obviously, it's just Counter-Strike 101, the timing, but yeah, really, really works out well for Mad Lions. And of course, the fast wrap from Bubsky, got all the damage, all the info, and everything in between. Double tactical pause for Spirit. They're going to use 2 for the price of 1. It's actually for the price of 2. But we're going to wait both of them out before we get back into their buy round. I say buy round, Mia and Magix are on low money. Everyone else can afford, and that might just be enough to tempt everyone in here. A bare minimum half buy, and yeah, they'll go for that. I think this is a better call for Spirit, right? Like, save some money. You're already down. You don't want to make it any worse. Get everything you need in that 7th round. But what this will mean, more likely than not, is Mad Lions are going 6-0 up.
They wait for the Molotovs to fade, and now that they have, that is the signal to go and rush this upper site. Now they deal with Shush, but in doing so, they've walked past a man that was concealed in these smokes. That was Bubsky, but he's been mopped up now as well. A 3-on-3 presents itself to Team Spirit, and a chance to find something in this round. Sumdai Young stares directly into the flash, and luckily enough, isn't peeked on the back of it. Bomb plant not going to come through, as instead that bomb drops down through the vents to try and head down here towards B. And Chopper will plug in the numbers. He gets the information this site's clear, and now they set up for the retake on the side of Mad Lions, but you've got to get past Mir, and he's not in the business of letting people into his sight. Akor left with the AWP. He's trying to run for the hills. Well, these hills might have eyes. They're following him. They're hounding him down. Akor has a man in tow, but it looks like he will be able to get away with the AWP as he gets up into heaven. He's just about dodging everyone.
Yeah, this is a really good path, actually. And he escapes safely. No one's going to be able to beat him here. Only Chopper, who's still rushing, but Acor will get deep enough in the spawn, and presuming no shenanigans here, should just be fine. That's a great path for Acor. Fully avoids everyone for Spirit. The only danger was a player coming up then, or the chase from the ramp. On Spirit, they save in spawn as well, just not as deep as Acor. They didn't know. Why would they? It's going to be a nice little topside rush, right? The Deagle from Sundae find 2. And Mir, I don't know how he gets away with a double here as well. Asilian definitely needed to trade that one, but Mad Lions, they let the ball drop, and that's going to be a pistol round, a low economy round going the way of Spirit. It gives them all the money, and Idis Balance, who's yet to frag, has got an AWP, so this is great. Spirit have everything they need. Oh no, forget I said anything. The wallbang shot, Idis Balance dead, Sundae Young's dropped as well, and well, blink and you miss it, it's a 5-on-3.
Oh, Mir might get afforded this kill onto a secret player, though. He's waiting patiently up on top of main for anything to present itself, and he's going to be able to come in later to help out. Magic's burning out Acor, and oh dear, Roy's going to catch Mir up on top of main. They get the kill over at ramp, and right now there's nobody here for Mad Lions, but this bomb is still back in lobby, and with Bubsky holding an aggressive from Squeaky, he's going to shut down the first man while Chopper trades. They now know he's here. They pressure him through the hut. Chopper's going to try and isolate that fight, but Shush just bests him in the head-to-head. And so Mad Lions, 6 to their name, really off to a rip-roaring start here over on the CT side. And thus far, I haven't really seen much from Team Spirit that convinces me that they're able to turn this one around yet. You know, it's felt pretty one-sided thus far. Outside of that one A rush where they catch players, you know, I think it was just unfortunate there. I think it was Bubsky in that one round, like gets lost in a smoke at the door and is left, you know, like just his teammate in the site can't hold it down versus 5. Outside of that, I haven't really seen much from Spirit that like instills me with confidence, which is a little bit worrying. And Idis Balance, you know, finally getting to don this AWP. He's 0-7 right now. Hopefully this could be the change that's needed. And if he keeps holding secret, he's going to be rewarded for his patience. He spots that utility usage coming out. And actually, it looks like it's a bit of a one-way for Asilian to work behind.
I don't know if it went the way he wanted, because as he threw it, a Molotov landed from Chopper, and it set the smoke off. So Asilian, he does use a one-way here. I've definitely seen people do that before, but I don't know if it was as clean or as close as maybe he would have liked because of that Molotov. But yeah, it gets spotted anyway, so Asilian dropping back is the right call here. And, you know, that A-Rush was good, yeah, but it's not something you can do every round. It's not something you can fall back into safely, because Mad Lions will just start stacking the bomb site early. So Spirit need to at least try and pull Mad Lions out of their standard default. And, well, they push the AWP back up B, but it's come at a cost, and that cost is Magic's dead. They might go A after all, but how many players are there here to stop them? Roy might just be enough. He's got a lot of damage and drops another as well. Chopper on 1, Sundae Young gone, and well, there's 2 players on the site here. Mir may burst a smoke, but oh, I thought he was going to wrap Heaven instead. It's a B play. It's a good call from Spirit, but there's still rotations here. Mad Lions are in the secret.
Oh dear, Mir's tried to pick up the pace, and they don't account for him just barreling through the Molotov. However, while Mir's tried to be the hero, he had to be even more. Idis Balance left in this 1v2. 10 seconds left. The time is against him. The Lions are up against him. Everything is coming up against Team Spirit right now, and it's a 7th on the board for the Danes. They're looking good, they're feeling good, and there really should be even more success in the future. I imagine it's going to be like a partial investment here from the side of Team Spirit. But this CT side is in such a good spot to just run away with this first half. And attack timeout called in for Spirit. I mean, justifiably so, right? They are... They're vying to try and take this all 3. And after how close Mirage ended up being, in spite of like a pretty one-sided beginning, I figured, you know, Team Spirit moving into their map pick of Nuke were really going to bring the heat. And that's just not really been the case thus far.
Oh, yeah, like without a doubt. Like the maps the Spirit have taken, or the teams the Spirit have beaten on this map is crazy, right? They take FaZe to overtime with a stand-in for one of their best players of Mir. They beat Fnatic 16-3. I think you'll remember that one, Harry. It's just a dominant CT side. They've beaten Fours, other Russian teams. Like, yeah, this is not a map the Spirit should be uncomfortable on, but that just gives more credit to Mad Lions for making this scoreline happen. one eco win is all Spirit of Mustard, and this is a similar buy to that of their 1-round win. Will it be anything good for them? Cross towards Secret is tagged up. Roy won't finish the job though, and Chopper gets down safely. Safely, maybe not the right word, as there are more players around the corner, but Mad Lions still double up on the ramp. They've got to deal with another A play. This time they're ready for it. Roy's in position. Shush doing a lot from the top. He finds a double, dropping onto the site with a third, and this is just a mop-up. No problem for Mad Lions. They get every kill. They don't lose a player. And 8-1 on the CT side. Is there any chance of them stopping?
It really is scary, man. They just look so confident. And you brought this up back on Mirage, right? You said, like, one of the things that you really like about this is you can tell that whenever a Cillian's made a call, everyone's listening. Everyone's on the same page. And, you know, in every one of these rounds, there's been so little hesitancy and so much confidence from the Mad Lions side. They've just been looking so dominant. Once again, they're back in with this lobby aggression, and this is a perfect timing for it. They get the information that lobby's clear. Team Spirit only had one man holding it, and 2 more were meant to come in and join him. Well, that's no longer an option. They've lost lobby. They get down towards Secret with 2 players, but the bomb, it isn't here. And now they've had to expend even more time. They've got to run the gauntlet with no smokes down outside. Thankfully, no one from Mad Lions is here to hold it. But it's not exactly a mystery where Team Spirit are right now, you know? Like, you've got all the information if you're on this CT side.
And you say, oh, thankfully there's no one outside. Well, that's because they're all B. There's 3 players in Secret right now. Shush is flanking. He's killed Idis Balance. What is going on? There are players in the garage. They let him by. And, well, Chopper's going to get a kill in the vents, but there's still 2 more on this lower site. Oh, the AWP pushed back again. Spirit in a 3-on-3. They've made this interesting, and I don't think Mad Lions realize right now it's a top play. Chopper's selling a fake. He's just pushing the AWP back as far as he can. This is a masterful round for Chopper because he's going to go back up the vent into A where 2 players are joining him. But that's the same story for Mad Lions. I say that. Asilian is on the ramp room trying to pick which site to stay at, and they're about to realize, but the hard way. Roy needs a kill here. He's found one. It's traded. Good work from Roy, but again, Spirit are in control of this round. There's a tag onto Chopper. He's still hanging around on B, but he needs to eventually join. He's playing cat and mouse, and he might just take a bite out of A-Core. A missed shot again. What's going on? The bomb's been planted. Chopper's bailing. He's out of here. A-Core, you have the vents if you want them, but if he rotates up, he's rotating up into Mia. That being said, he's in the lobby right now. No info over A, and the bomb's been tapped.
And this is going to force Mir to take a peek. He's left in the 1v2, and he does deal with a Cillian. It all falls onto
Oh,
A-Core.
no!
Oh, dear. He's kept himself out of Secret. A-Core runs to the bomb. He taps it. He sticks it. And Mir already beating him on the timing. It's big cat and mouse. Oh, the kill comes in for A-Core, and there is enough time for the defuse. He has the kit.
Insane.
And 9th on the board for Mad Lions. And that round is absolute chaos. That round is disgusting. But also just a great demonstration of, like, mind games between the 4 players that are still alive in the server. Oh man,
everything about it, from Shush getting to kill Idis Balance in Secret when there are 2 players in Garage, or, you know, Chopper going back 6 times against A-Core in Secret, like really trying to kill the AWP there. Could have just played with his teammate. He's like, nah man, I want this frag and I want it now. Yeah, I mean, this is surely an entertaining game, but maybe not one that Spirit are having all too much fun in, especially not Sunday Young burning after 1 in main. Now, he did get that main pick, so Mir, on top of the roof, could go anyway. He could drop main, he could flank outside. That's where A-Core is. There are a lot of options for Mir, but does he want to take them?
Yeah, he'll still clear. I'll try that again. He'll
go for it.
Steer clear of outside. And now Team Spirit setting up over here towards the A site. They get that 1-for-1 trade. And maybe that spurs them on. Mir is still up here on top of main. He's able to come in late and help out with this upper execute. That is if they want to commit to it. 2 players in the site right now for Mad Lions. There's nades into the vent. Kind of give Team Spirit the illusion that they don't know if players have gotten across yet. So they might look to try and use this to their advantage. But these 2 players of Mad Lions are yet to rotate away. Mir tries to silent drop with all the grace. of an elephant, and now tries to deal with Acor back in the site, picks it up, second man falls as well. And so finally, Team Spirit, they might be able to put another round on the board. It's all onto Asilian in a 1v3. Money, despite being very far ahead, isn't in like an untouchable spot for Mad Lions, so I imagine this is just a clean save from the IGL.
Yeah, Mad Lions sleeping at the wheel there, right? Like, you know, firstly, the player dropping in, I think it was the AWP of Acor, but dropping in for Heaven, you know, committing towards A and getting caught mid-air, that's not fun. Obviously, it's more timing than anything, but yeah, not a drop that was really needed. Acor could have just hung around in the Heaven and had info towards outside, way more useful position. I think at that point, Mad Lions knew it was A, or at least were happy to gamble on that. But yeah, just the timing is a real problem. And also, you mentioned it, the double nade in vents, right? Spirit threw out that door smoke, and you know, Mad Lions double nade vents in anticipation that they're dropping. I love the idea from Mad Lions, right? Like, there's a world where that works, but it gives Spirit the info. So after they kill Acor dropping in here, Spirit know there's another man, and they hard check Shush towards Hut. Like, look how ready Magic is for that fight. So yeah, the info was just there. Like, you know, Spirit knew exactly what was going on, and if you give away too much information, well, you're going to lose the round. And Spirit 2 on the T side, it's not enough, but it is the building block, and maybe they can build upon it and put some more in this half before it's over. Still a chance at 6, and that would be a great T side given how this game started. But is it going to be that easy? I mean, probably not.
Yeah, so just then we saw Magic's lining up for the outside smoke and then actually bail away. And I imagine we were still going to see the outside play come in, right? Just a little bit later in the round. They hold lobby early on. Roy has actually swung wide and snuck into these outside smokes at the most impeccable timing. Mir is up on top of main, and if Roy keeps going, there's the boost, and he spots it, deals with it. Trade comes in. Mir from atop of main does put it back into a 4-on-4. It's a little bit of an awkward engagement outside. Asilian going to hold on to Hell, and he gives that to Mir. Man advantage retaken for Mad Lions. Bobski, he's surely dead here, right? And he is. Chopper's going to best him, holding on to Secret. And that's a kill given over, a 3-on-3 given over to Team Spirit.
Yeah, you talk about the smokes, Harry, just quickly. There are 2 ways of throwing outside smokes. The default ones that come from spawn, or the delayed ones that you throw from the fences. The reason Spirit throw those instead of the default ones are because in the past, Roy has mollied the smokes, and as you've seen, you disperse them and wrecked them. But if you throw them from the fences, from different lineups, they land quicker, and they land with less bouncing, which means there's less chances of them being obstructed by a Molotov. Great shot from Sunday Young. Spirit are going to go back up into the A site. I say that Chopper's got the B pick. They can go wherever they want, and well, a 3rd round that'll do. Sunday Young hangs around on the A site and hangs Shush out to dry. We got there in the end, and so did Spirit. Up to 3, building into this game and brutalizing the economy of this CT side. That's not a fun fight for Bubsky.
And now there's a real chance at recovering this T-half, right? Like, it was looking so one-sided. And, you know, in these last few rounds with Team Spirit finally finding success, they've broken the money. They're looking good. You know, so suddenly you're in a spot where, like, you could 6-9 the half, or at the very, very least, like 5-10, and that is more than recoverable. Thinking about the fact that this was 9-1 at one point in time, it's quite the turnaround.
AK picked up, but that's pretty much all Mad Lions have in this round. Shush might just save and, yeah, moving towards the spawn quickly, so giving away Spirit the 4th round on this T side. And yeah, I mean, definitely, I agree with what you said. You know, this is, you know, considering it's Nuke T side, I think what you said holds more weight than any other half in this game. Like, maybe Train T side could match it. Like, yeah, 4, 5, 6 rounds. These are all enough to win a game as long as your CT side is good. Obviously, that's still a big question mark. But considering this is Spirit's map pick in the series, you can only assume that they have ideas. We've seen them do a lot of work on this map before. And right now, Spirit are warming into the game. They were slow starters on Mirage as well, Harry. That's what I want you to remember. 13-5 at one point in favor of Mad Lions. That game, while it still went their way, closed up. 16-12 at the end. So, yeah, Spirit, they may have gone down pretty hard and fast in this one, but they're not going to be giving up without a fight.
I wonder if we're going to see any more of this lobby aggression from Mad Lions, right? I think early on, the ability to just come in with that was really keeping Team Spirit on the back foot. Since then, we have seen Team Spirit dedicate more players in towards lobby early on. And so the reason I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see it again is it's been something that they've gone back to in times like this, but Team Spirit have kind of adjusted to it now. And actually, there's no time to lobby crunch. As Team Spirit blow the door out, they smoke off main, they put all this utility in towards the A bomb site. They don't go pushing in on the back of it. They're playing with the clock a lot more now, and they're really kind of forcing Mad Lions to have to commit into these bomb sites early on and then trying to play around it later in the round. And that's what we're going to see here. They get the attention of Mad Lions in towards A, and now they set up outside. Now, down here in secret, there is a man named Asilian. And he's going to be trying to stand his ground as they creep their way through outside. There's no smokes throwing. Those will go in a little bit later as they come in now. It's not the conventional smokes. Instead, it's one down towards Hell and the other falling at the garage. This has removed a lot of these lines of sight towards outside and allows Team Spirit to wrap in towards Hell should they choose to. And if you look at the map, you'll see they've chosen to.
Yeah, Cillian dropped that one-way smoke as well, but Mad Lions, Spirit are ready for it. And oh dear, are they ready for this? The push from Acorn hits a tag. A tag is not enough. And Sundar Young, he's going to just molly the back of the lobby. He reads it well. They try and rush him from behind. And Sundar Young is just controlling this radio room like a genius. Shush, spamming back, almost connects to the bullet that would have dealt death. Instead, it might be a 5th round for Spirit. They're getting stuck, but they will drop lower where Mad Lions are waiting. Cillian dropping the bomb, only one though, Mir with the trade, and such low players here for Spirit means Mad Lions teeter-tottering on the edge of victory. The wall bang from Bubsky, if he opened the door, he would have just killed the planter. Instead, he just does damage and allows a second try at the job. Spirit will plant. Bubsky's still fighting, but does he want to give this up for the save? Does he want to fight for the last round of the half? Because they'll have no money if they lose these guns. He rotates to the only point that isn't being covered by Spirit. And so Mad Lions will get their guns out of this one, but I've got to say, Bubsky opened the door there, man. He would have dropped the bomb. There was no cover. There was zero cover, and that wasn't a fake plant either. So there was a world where Mad Lions win this round. Instead, it's, questioning whether they even get away with the guns. Shush, man, you got to run ramp or you're dead. Like, this is a precarious position at the best of times. Yeah. Didn't think that one was going to go all too well. Bubsky, though, does save the orb, so silver linings here for Mad Lions.
I feel like Aiko has been really unfortunate as well in these last few rounds. The amount of times we've seen him deal like glancing blows to players, but never the actual, like killing shot to deal with them. And he was instrumental earlier on in this first half of play. But Team Spirit now well and truly back into the swing of things. And this is where Roy looks to make a bit of a return to his aggressive streak outside. Looking for a bit more and somehow still standing tall, rather. That's the third for Roy as he's making me stutter, making me flutter. He's onto the orb, but he's still trying to fight here outside. He gets helped out by Asilian. And Sundar Young, if you've blinked, you've missed this round because he's left in a 1v3 and the bomb is under Mad Lion's control over here towards outside. Sundar Young really does have his work cut out for him. The orb of Asilian has fallen all the way back in the carriage and does get bested, but there's the repeat from Roy. 4 in the round as he puts a 10th on the board for Mad Lions. And this first half has been very, very back and forth. Can Team Spirit make the comeback happen to lock in that third map of Train? You're going to have to join us after a break to find out.
Mad Lions holding a 5-round lead at the end of the first half, and this is the second map in the series if you're just joining us, looking to 2-0 this one and knock Spirit out of the lower bracket. It might not be that easy though. The CT side pistol for Spirit, and they look to build into this game. Let's see if they can do it, Harry.
Yeah, they impressed us in that first half. They've done very, very well to put up this 10-5 half, but Team Spirit have still stumbled back to their feet, right? There was a time where Spirit were 9-1 down, so not within the realms of impossibility here for this comeback to happen. Astillion, oh, how on earth has he made that go his way? Like, Sumdayoung gets the trade. I think Astillion does well to even get a kill out of that situation there. Chopper holding down ramp, and he does get pressured from too many angles at once. And this has forced a heavy rotation from Spirit down towards B. Magix, though, or iDisbalance rather, has spotted these players moving back up through ramp. Acor is holding onto the vents, though, and he denies these fast rotations back into the A site. The positioning of Acor maybe has just won this entire round for Mad Lions. He shuts down that player. We're into this 3-on-2. Bomb plant can come through. Peek from main. No one's actually watching it, but Roy and Acor will pick up the slack. 11 on the board for Mad Lions. Pistol round going their way in this second half.
Yeah.
And Team Spirit now, their backs really against the wall here.
That's just a case of misdirection. That entire round is misdirection for Mad Lions, right? They started off by faking A with the door smoke, or with the main smoke, the door nade, you know, pressure and getting a kill. Then they run ramp with the bomb. They try and drop B. They get spotted. Spirit not over-rotate. They move 2 of the 3 players to B. That's a good call. And then Mad Lions run right back up towards that A site. And even though iDisbalance spots it from hell, Spirit, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to stack. Because Mad Lions, they spend the entire round just giving away information and then faking back after death cams. So yeah, I think a really good round for Mad Lions where they just confuse everyone. I feel like our pistol rounds today have been excellent. In the Call Fnatic game, in this one as well, right? Like, think of the train maps where we had T's moving through the connector. These Nuke pistols have come down to like lots of heaven flanks as well, and that one was a good one. Yeah, I love a good pistol round, and Mad Lions, they're full of them. They're also full of bullets, or at least holding guns that are full of bullets, and they will send them the way of Mir, who pushes into the lobby. Sumdayoung is still here. The Mad Lions might go back towards this A site, but they first got to beat the mag.
Whew. Well, that's the bomb gifted over. Mag 7 and a dream for Sumdayoung, and low HP player coming his way. Let's hit this far off. Oh dear, he's just getting spammed into oblivion. It's all on Chopper. And, well, now it's all on no one. As Mad Lions, they'll find that 12th round. I was really hopeful that Sumdayoung was about to pop off with the Mag 7. But Bobski, I guess, is just a menace. Like, look at this, just spraying through. They deal with him. That's gross. And that force buy not finding success now leaves Team Spirit, you know, out of the frying pan and into the fire. It's an eco round here. This should be a 13th on the board for Mad Lions. And this leaves you at even more insurmountable odds.
Yeah, just one step closer to victory lane, or at least for Spirit, elimination, which is what they're gunning for. Not because they want to be eliminated, but they want to avoid it, Harry. Who doesn't? Unfortunately, it might not be that easy. Mad Lions burning the corpses of Spirit alive. And Astillion, he's making money while he does it. Dear, oh dear, 3 kills. He's going to take the Glock out as well. They're going to yoink the frags away. Acor with a grenade. And Mad Lions, a flawless anti-eco there, as you would imagine. Now, this is it. iDisbalance, Harry. He has 1 kill, and we are 19 rounds into the game. 1 kill, 15 deaths. He's got the AWP. We've seen him do some miraculous things with this weapon, but they need to happen now. And not later, not in a round's time, not tomorrow, now.
Yeah, let's see, right? I'm hoping that we can see him have a bit more of a performance here on the CT half, because he was absent, as you just said, like 1 kill all first half long. And I know it wasn't like the best of starts for Team Spirit, and they kind of got into a bad spot, but you need to be able to dig yourself out of this hole, or else you were never going to win this series. And iDisbalance has a chance there to catch these players crossing in through Secret, but he's missed the opportunity, and this now leaves Roy and Astillion in the back line down towards B. That's forced the rotation from Chopper down into this side of the map. He's just going to wait around. The rest of Mad Lions, they're still up in the lobby. They haven't really made their mind up yet. And also, Mir has decided to get in on the action. He's coming on a secret flank. However, they are watching for this. It is no secret to Roy. He's secured the man advantage for Mad Lions. Now iDisbalance tries to get stuck in down at B. He finds a Cillian. This is going to prompt more rotations because Spirit, they've seen so many players down at this site. And as they try and rotate down the vents, that's when Bobski and co open up. They secure these kills into A, and with it, likely this 14th round. Bomb plant going to come through. iDisbalance and Chopper, they're not going to attempt this one. They're going to try and hold on to these weapons. Maybe they do attempt it now. With that kill going their way, they might be curious, but it's just, you know, if you go for this and you die, you've got nothing up against 14. You have got zilch. Well, they are getting given the kills, so maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to go for this, but you know you have to. You know you've got to throw everything into this as Mad Lions at 13, but the time Harriet's ticked too far. The kills may come through, but the saves will not. Mad Lions get every frag they need. That's a great round for them, right? Another round of misdirection from Mad Lions. They get players down towards B. That was never a B play from the start. They just wanted the control. They set the bomb up in door in the lobby with 3, and they wait for a B pick. They know eventually Spirit will rotate, whether that be ramp, whether that be secret, whether that be vent. And Mad Lions kill the secret player. Not only do they have him, Chopper's in the site, iDisbalance drops B from ramp, and Mad Lions know, well, there's 2A right now. They lose a player to iDisbalance in the site. They go, yeah, there's max 2A. Let's just hit it. And they hit it as a group. They win the round. So yeah, you know, Mad Lions is so good at just faking out on this map and, you know, making you think like you know where they're going and then hitting the opposite direction. So they've been doing it all half, Harry, and we're only 3, 4, 5 rounds in. This is the 5th, and it may be one of the last. Chopper looking for D's. He does deck 1, but his teammates being pressured. Chopper stepping up. Finding 2. There's a 3rd man here. Do they know it? Do they realize it? Was that communicated as Mir hides behind blue? It might not matter. Mad Lions walking through a smoke into main. All the timing. Someday Young, he has a chance. He's going to spam. And he's dropped them both with the bomb as well. This eco might be lifted up. And Spirit might save their own bacon in this round. Someday Young with 3. And that was a must win. I mean, every round is a must win for Spirit at this scoreline. But boy, this would have been done without that.
Yeah, this double setup is a cool idea as well, right? Just a bait and switch behind the blue bin. It never really comes in to play, but it's a nice idea, right? If anyone had tried rapping towards hell or heaven, they had no clue that Mir was still waiting around at the box there. So Team Spirit, they've given themselves a lifeline, but is it enough? iDisbalance going to try and go aggressive here with the AWP outside. Already on the angle is all-mate Acor, and he bests him in the head-to-head.
Stuff like that is like, it's just an obvious one for Acor, right? iDisbalance does that so much in this map. I think Mad Lions just know what they're up against, Harry. I think they're just reading into Spirit well. It's been happening all game.
Oh, tag onto Mir. Oh, second time around, Cillian's going to do it. In through the blue bin, not the friend of Mir that he thought it once was. This man advantage now lies back with the Mad Lions. Magic's over here in main. He's going to get smoked off. That directs his attention back towards Squeaky, and he catches Bobski dropping that Molotov. Forced into this smoke, into a very awkward little position, but there's no one outside to capitalize on it. And while all this is going on, Chopper pressures the hut, gets the information that players were crossing back towards ramp. There is still Someday Young here, waiting at the bottom of B, just biding his time, and they don't check for him. This is the shutdown from Someday Young. 7 on the board for Team Spirit. And in these last few, Mad Lions, they haven't been checking some of these like just standard positions. Like, you know, I guess it makes sense that you're anticipating they've gone very, very heavy towards A and outside. But I think, you know, like Chopper's just seen you going towards ramp. So it makes sense that they have someone ready and waiting down towards B.
Yeah, Mad Lions, you know, I don't even want to say overconfident, but just not clearing corners in some of these rounds, and it's coming back to bite them. They know they have a huge lead, and so I don't think they're going to be feeling the pressure, but, you know, you don't want to let Spirit get back into this game. You don't want to give them 12 rounds, and then suddenly you're wondering, why didn't we just close this when it was 14-5? Remember, last map, 13-5 scoreline, went the distance, went 16-12. So, you know, obviously that doesn't really paint much of a pretty picture for Spirit, but it does show that they have it in them to pull these comebacks, to make games close, to not give up when they are seemingly down. And that needs to be a quality they show us right here and right now. Need a near flawless CT side. That'll do, Donkey, that'll do. I wonder what site they're going at as Acor blows out the windows.
Magic, he gave us a nice camera angle to watch that smoke come in. Oh, he's blinded, but he is still holding the line, and he's denied any cross into the vent. Oh, Acor's stuck, but Acor's not in the right place and at the wrong time as well. He thought he was going to get down the vent. That never ends up happening. Roy's going to get one, but they know where he is. And okay, a second kill for Roy. 40 seconds left on this clock. There's still time for him to make this round expensive for Team Spirit. And money matters a lot more to Spirit than it does to Mad Lions at this point in time. He's only able to get 2 before getting dealt with by Disbalance, but now this investment is ready to come back in for the Danes. The last 3 in a row going in favor of Team Spirit. And it has really been players like Sumdai Young stepping up massively towards the latter end of this second half. Can he keep that going?
Quite the streak, but let's see if it's broken before it even begins, really. Disbalance going back to what he knows and what he loves. It's the red box. And Acor, oh, he was ready for him last time. Not today. Disbalance looking to double up at the bare minimum, but they are everywhere. They are chasing him from the roof. He hides in the smoke. I like the idea, but where's he going to go from here? Sumdai Young bailing him out, dropping the bomb behind the boxes. Disbalance, does he know they're on the roof of main? He certainly heard something, and Sumdai Young's just stealing these kills away. Gives some to Disbalance as he's finally finished off behind the smoke. It's Shush with another Sumdai Young trade. Surprise, surprise. Bubsky's going to try and chase him down. Nice kill in the one-on-one now. It's Chopper in heaven. Bubsky's going back for a gun and the bomb, but he has no idea where Chopper is. Typically in B is right now walking through the garage.
Yeah, will Bubsky be ready for this position, right? He's got so many angles to bear in mind, and he's been very methodical thus far. He's just going to wait for the time being, and Chopper has been allowed to get this position in garage as a result. Bubsky really doesn't seem to be considering this, and you know, why would he? He just removed Sumdai Young from the garage, and now has missed the timing to spot Chopper moving into this side of the map. Bubsky, will he be ready for this? Oh, the barrel was there, and someone called it, I think. Oh, there we go. He's given up too much, and now Bubsky knows. He's aware that Chopper's here, and he secures match and series point for Mad Lions in the 1v1, down from a 1v2. Bubsky is looking so at home here on Nuke.
Yes, someone definitely called that.
Yeah, you could tell, because it's like, you know, he looked back
someone
the
goes
first
garage,
time,
and he looks left.
Someone said, like, I swear I saw him garage, and he looks, and then they don't see anything. He's like, nah, and then starts to look away, and then he sees it again, and it's like, no, I saw it that time. We see ya.
Oh. That was a big round, though, from Mad Lions. How did they recover that? Great shots from Sumdai Young, and he has had an excellent game. He's at the top of the server, Harry, on the losing end of the stick. 24 kills, rivaling Roy at the top of his team. Sumdai Young, quite the talent. But unfortunately, even that isn't going to be enough to take Spirit over the line here, seemingly fighting a losing battle. 7 rounds behind against match point, against elimination point here in the playoffs. Mad Lions just a round away from that victory. Smokes outside coming in late. Mia looking to put a stop to them, but only spamming. He has no grenades to do damage. And they have barely even crossed. They're going to move towards main. They're splitting A fast. Mir, he needs to react, but he's smoked off. He can't stop them. The hot play dropped by Sumdai Young. Always good for a double, and maybe a third as well. He holds the line. Of course he does. And Spirit, they're just not giving up, Harry. They're fighting every round. And they've broken Mad Lions' economy right here and right now. Spirit is still in this map, even if the scoreline doesn't say that.
There's a chance, right? Like, you can get 6 in a row, but even then, it doesn't guarantee anything other than overtime. You know, you still have to keep fighting. So the odds are very much stacked against Team Spirit right now. And Mad Lions, they're going to look to take full effect of that. They don't have, like, this same pressure that Spirit do by any stretch of the imagination. Not yet. Mir down here towards outside actually gets bested by the Glocks. And now that's an upgrade onto the M4 for someone. Another kill comes on through. Ooh. Luckily enough, Magic, Disbalance, and Chopper, they've decided enough is enough. And they just push these Glocks down. Acor, things get a little too hot and heavy. Double digits now for Team Spirit, but a reinvestment coming back through for Mad Lions. So still plenty of chances to get this game over the finish line for the Danish squad.
That's the thing. You say that, Harry. You say plenty of chances. At 15-10, I would be inclined to disagree. I don't think there are that many chances. Mad Lions only have a max of 3 rifle rounds left in regulation here. So, yeah, there's a very scary world where if they're not getting bomb plants, they're going to get, eco rounds here up against 15, and that's not fun. Can they take it over the line before things get too dangerous? Roy had a great game. Looking outside with Acor. No AWP for him, though. With a double lower setup for Spirit, but they're going to move the man into the vents. Balance can rotate up, can try and support A. They're actually clearing out lower. That close door smoke the Mad Lions keep throwing has at least convinced Spirit that there might be a man down B, and so they've just sent the cavalry to clear every corner, every position, and they've realized that's not the case. So now the info's there for Spirit. They're still stacking in lower, still hanging around. Choppers in the vents, knowing you can rotate up on a whim. Gonna re-smoke the door and delay things. Magix was 1 through a smoke. The AWP on B is good. And Balance, he had 1 kill at halftime, Harry. He's certainly stepped it up here since he's had that gun. It's gonna be a ramp play instead, but Mir is ready for it. 1 and done, he can drop off, and this is an excellent CT side for Spirit right now. They're just getting a kill and falling. They're not overcommitting, they're not going for more than 1, and it's left Mad Lions untraded in a 2-on-5. Finally, a flash towards Hell will net them a kill. Can they really win this round off of Heaven alone?
Yeah, it's going to be tenuous at very, very best. Bobski in with another, and he's going to drop down, leaving Shush up in Heaven to play for the post plant. However, he swings wide and offers up that kill to Balance, who goes on a bit of a tear. 3 kills in this round. Defuse going to come on through. And, it feels like Shush gets a little overzealous there, right? Like, I don't want to say it, I don't want to put it on one guy, but if he just maybe hung around in Heaven to play for that bomb plant, as was, I think, Bobski's intention throughout all of that, they maybe could have done a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like even the fact that if he just waited to do this kind of swing a little later in the round, they could have double peeked into the main position, right? Instead of isolating that into 2 separate peaks.
I agree. The only justification I can give there for Shush is the fact that he doesn't want to, they don't know what's on A. They've only come from Heaven, so he doesn't want to, get that kill, let Bubsky plant, and then hide, and then Bubsky dies to another dude on site who's close, or let someone up vent, because that's what Truffle was trying to do. So I think he just simply wanted to stop Spirit from getting in the site, or at least getting deep. That's I guess, a justification. You can, decide on your own whether you like that or not. But yeah, either way, Mad Lions, they get the bomb plant, and that's crucial. Gives them some money, gives them a light investment here, and they'll be buying up in the next. But, oh dear, that's a immediate kill from Chopper and Mia, finding a frag each. Oh dear, there's a gun drop. That's a chance for the Mad Lions to make something happen here, but there's more CTs peeking from the ramp. Balance with the AWP. Roy's wrapping. He's found a good timing. He's got a kill as well. Bomb is lost to B, unfortunately. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail for it. How is he missing these? They're on his head, but the inaccuracy is just not so faithful after all. We might have an overtime here. Spirit, they're making it happen. 3 rounds away from that 15 points. Mad Lions maybe running out of mojo here in the final few.
This is getting scary now, right? This is where that pressure and the fact that you're so close to the finish line, you are on the finish line. This is where that pressure goes from something spurring you on to kind of psyching you out if you're Mad Lions.
Yeah.
This was a game that was in the palm of their hands, and now bit by bit, it's getting taken away from them. They still have 3 rounds left to get things over the line, but everything's kind of grinded to a halt thus far. And Spirit, with every round that's gone their way, they're feeling more and more confident. Setting up in the lobby, our Mad Lions right now. Holding for any outside aggression as well. But Team Spirit, they're not giving anything up. They are just playing passively, reserved, back in these bomb sites. And now the A play looks to come through. Molotov to try and force Magix off the top of Hut, but it's too shallow. And that could be a bit of a disaster. Luckily enough, Mad Lions aren't committing to this A play. They get the bomb down through the vents. They try and split in through ramp, and the rotations are already coming through for Team Spirit. The bomb's going to go down at B. And they've even got a Cillian holding on to event rotate to try and deny these rotations. But Spirit, they've completely left A. They've wrapped through Secret instead. And for the time being, there's only 2 players down at this B bomb site. iDisbalance is going to best shush, trying to hold on to the ramp room. Does get traded by Acor. We're into this 3-on-3 to decide the fate of this game. Team Spirit, can they come in with a retake that they desperately need?
Oh.
There's Billion and Acor with 2 kills between them. And
wow.
they get shut down as well. Mad Lions, they take the victory here. They get it over the line, and they take it 2-0.
That was such a good game, man. Like, it's gonna suck for Spirit. It's gonna hurt for Spirit. The fact that they, in both maps start slow, put 5 rounds in their first half on those T sides, and then they pull it all the way back to a loss. But yeah, Spirit, I think again they show us why they're here. They show us why they come in as one of the bottom-ranked teams in this event, but still manage to take some great victories. They go through their group. They almost beat FaZe, and unfortunately they fall in the playoffs today. So Mad Lions for them, that means they move on to face Fnatic, who took down Complexity early on today. Dane versus Swede, Action Harry in the lower bracket. I'm excited.
Oh man, 100%. And I'm really happy that Mad Lions were able to get a handle back on that game, because it very much felt like their series to win, right? You know me, I'm a big Team Spirit fan. It takes a lot for me to say that, but they played some fantastic Counter-Strike today. And I think that's a great sign that this team is still, on the rise. They haven't hit their peak yet. In fact, they don't look to be anywhere close. So I can't wait to see the heights that this Mad Lions squad can reach. But Hugo, that's all for you and I for now. This series is over. You can join us after a quick break. The analysts are going to be here breaking things down, and Hugo and I will be back tomorrow, so take care.
Well, it appears, though, that my prediction and Team Spirit both just really did not have the best of days here. 16-12 twice over. That's 10-5 first half on both maps, and 6-7 second halves on both maps. So all in all, things have kind of worked out in an odd way around here, but overall, yes, this is an elimination game, and yes, there are some consequences, some repercussions here. Spirit now find themselves not where they wanted to, eliminated from the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And of course, bringing that all full circle here on the desk with me will be Pimp and Christine. Lady and gentlemen, what do we think?
What a game. I think Mad Lions can be, happy with the outcome of the game, of course. Maybe a little bit unsatisfied with the fact that twice they couldn't really close it down. I think Nuke, they could have won 16-5, let's be honest. It could have been a blowout. Kudos to Spirit for fighting their way back. But overall, I think the better team won today. And maybe a little bit disappointed in Spirit, right? I think we saw them play better in the group stage. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't replicate that performance here against Mad Lions.
Yeah, but I mean, Christine, look at these numbers, for goodness sake. Sumdai Young, 29 frags, 108 ADR. He did his part today. Christine, what's your take?
Oh, he absolutely did his part. I mean, he did his damnedest to try to keep Spirit into this series, not just on this map, but even going back to Mirage. And you're absolutely right. When you see this, sometimes when you look at stats, you got to kind of dig into the layers and figure out exactly what went wrong. But when you see these stats, you can clearly see that at the end of the day, headshots, kills, ADR, these things do matter. And iDisbalance, he's such a young superstar that we all had our eyes on, but going only one kill in an entire first half, it's just not enough to try to help put your team over the edge to actually beat a Lions, a high-performing Lions. So it just wasn't enough from the Spirit guys.
Yeah, and Jacob, we got to watch out for those high-performance Lions, as well as I do. I mean, surely you've experienced that sort of turmoil in the server. We'll get back to that in due time. I think we're actually going to have that opportunity to catch up with Spirit now. On the back end of this loss, we have Sumdai Young, who has graciously joined us here in our digital studio. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. What do you have to say about your team's play today?
Hey guys, yeah, it's a bit sad that we lose and we out, but I think we fight till the end. We had a really rough start on both maps, and we tried to come back on it. I don't know, sometimes things just doesn't work for you, and it went like that. So.
Would you say today that it was you guys not stepping up to the occasion, that you guys didn't play well, or was it more Mad Lions playing like a little bit extra good, sort of?
I think we played really bad this best of 3.
Okay, why is that? Like, was there anything in particular you can point out that didn't work out for you guys?
We always lose in duels, doesn't kill push rounds, and stupid things like that. So that's it.
So, Christine, before you jump in here, I'm just going to address the kind of the elephant in the room here. Where is eye disbalance on Nuke?
Oh, sometimes everyone have a bad game. You know, you can handle it. It's just things happen. That's it.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, and speaking of things not kind of working out, if you can walk me through, there were moments where you were posturing for an actual comeback, and then there was some funky T-side round calls, specifically like on Mirage. You had mid-control, and then all of a sudden, in the 29th round, you just kind of rushed into Cat and got mowed down. Who's responsible for these mid-round calls? Is it you or Chopper?
This call was made by Chopper, but we prepared this scene before. So it doesn't like he called it for nothing. He was ready with that, and everyone was ready. But they played this moment well.
Yeah, and I think for a mundane Dane in Jacob Pimp Vinicky, I'm not sure if he has any more for you. I just want to say, commiserations. I believe in the Spirit Project. Jacob, what's your take on the Spirit Project going forward?
I mean, they did look good in the group stage, and I think you guys are on the right track, sort of. A question to round it all off with Sam Young here. We saw you play super, super well in the group stage, and potentially you could have won against FaZe Clan. Do you think you will be able to replicate the performance we saw in the group stage moving onwards, or was that the best we've seen of Spirit for now?
No, I think we can do much, much better. We did like 50% in our group stage.
Okay.
I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, well, with that being said, I mean, is there anything that you would like to say outward? Always kind of give that opportunity, and I think now is that time, Sam Young.
Yeah, thanks everyone for support, guys. We love you all.
Yeah, simple, short, sweet. I love it. Thank you so much. We will catch you another time, Sam Young, but that is it for Team Spirit. They are out of the running here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Thank you again, Sam Young.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
That's Vidania, my friend. And it's going to get maybe better for Spirit if you look ahead of things, if you try to get ahead of the curve. Where do they need to step up? Where do they need to improve now that obviously he's not sitting right in front of you, Jacob? I
mean, and the fact that he's saying that they were playing at 50% during the group stage, that's quite a statement, because I think they were playing well. I think they were doing good, and I think they were surprising all of us with the level of play they displayed in the group stage. Not sure if I buy it, to be completely honest. I think Spirit is in that group stage, that's some of the best we've seen from them. So if they truly believe that that's only 50%, then we got a new super team incoming. So let's wait and see for the future. But some of these players, Sam Young being one of them, Balance had a rough Nuke showing, right? But overall, there's a lot of talent within this lineup. So definitely a team to look out for the future.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, go ahead, Christine.
Sorry, I just needed to chime in here. I think they're right on that horizon, right? We saw in multiple instances the Spirit squad not willing to lose, not willing to just get out. I mean, as you mentioned, Jacob, they should have probably lost this map on Nuke 16-5. So I think it bodes well for this young Spirit squad moving forward. The fact that they've have the protocols in place to not lose rounds, and I think if they work on shifting it and adjusting it a little bit more towards the mid game and beginning game to try to control the rounds a little bit more in their favor, moving forward into matches, they should have a little bit more momentum. I think momentum is something they were just desperately lacking throughout both these maps today.
Yeah, which is a hard one to even, get started. It's hard enough getting a push mower to get momentum, but if you've never used a push mower, then what the hell do you know anyway? The point being is that when we look at this, Jacob, and we say, okay, yes, Spirit are out, but they kind of bend that at Godsent the other day on Nuke. They 16-7'd them. They made it look good. Now they're on their way through. And we also get to talk about the Danes, Jacob, which I'm sure that you're more than excited for.
Yeah, of course. I think they were looking good today. It was good to see them not being too flustered about the loss to Ench yesterday in the Blast tournament. I think Mad Lions, to me, they're an underdog in this tournament. I think they can pretty much win against anyone at the moment. There's no stable top one team right now. There's no stable team, I feel, that is, turn up to every game and just beat anyone. So a team like Mad Lions, they must be eyeing an opportunity as well of really making a breakthrough into the top of the top scene. And the loss against Ench yesterday, sorry, that was not looking so good. But today they're right back on it. And if they continue with this level of gameplay, I have no problem saying that I expect them to go very far in this tournament.
So perhaps, Jacob, you can outline something here that we liked, or moreover that you liked. You got that cool little stats helix ready for me?
I do, Trace, and this is a great example of what Mad Lions did so well at the CT side, especially in the beginning. They were constantly applying pressure to Team Spirit. Now look at this Molotov right here. I'm just going to highlight it. That is a Molotov being thrown by Bobsky, which allows Shush to run through it. So he's going to push in towards right here, and they're going to do a so-called fight club where they're just basically going to push in towards lobby, get a kill, fall back. Now, if we move on a little bit right here, you can see that the round displaced, and once again, there's a player being aggressive, pushing out towards main right here, going for the duel towards Itis Balance. He has no idea what's waiting for him. And this is Shush again. So 2 instances where he's just going to push up, be aggressive. And that was something that Team Spirit couldn't handle. You can move over to the point of view of Shush right here to see how he does it as well. But just to follow up the point that Samdar Young was saying in the Elusive interview as well, they were losing duels, right? He couldn't do anything about it. Shush pushing in towards Hot right here, wins the duel towards Samdar Young. Samdar Young may think, well, that's the duel I need to win. He didn't. And right here, again, constantly applying pressure, constantly being aggressive, not giving Itis Balance, not giving Spirit any place or any room to work with. And if you're playing against a team that is so aggressive, it is going to be tough no matter what. So Mad Lions, being proactive, being aggressive, it was just too much for Spirit to handle today.
Yeah, perhaps, Christine, now's the time we could pull up the brackets, kind of reflect on the play through the time that we have. I mean, we've already seen Fnatic best complexity this morning or this afternoon, if you'd rather say it that way, because technically, I guess that's what it is. Now, you look at a continued picture here. And it doesn't just stop. They're not even the only team eliminated. I think we eliminate a total of 3 teams today. And the second one is going to be that of Spirit. So we've got Fnatic and Mad Lions paired up in lower round 3. And as they continue on their journey, have either of these teams, I guess in your own way, have either of these teams shown you that they can win this entire event?
Oh, absolutely. As Jacob mentioned, I mean, we keep talking about NA being up in the air, but it's really just this entirety of the upper echelon of Counter-Strike teams being up in the air with things moving over to the online space right now. So certainly Mad Lions are looking hot to trot. I mean, even Heroic, Vitality yesterday, Zywoo, these guys are all seem to be popping off. And just looking at the teams already eliminated, I mean, Complexity and Team Spirit already today, they're out of here. It's such a feels bad, man, just because these are the 2 teams that we were actually really looking forward to as the new up-and-coming 2020 teams trying to battle their way out and make it to the top 10 of the teams of the world. So they didn't make it this time, Trace. They didn't make it.
No, they didn't. But, you know, the DreamHack Masters, it must carry on, which is something that we're going to do. And before we go anywhere, before you tune out, before anything happens, anybody adjust any dials, we're going to be joined by Acor here, I'm told, in just a few moments. I don't imagine this is the right time or perhaps the place that you want to discuss the HLTV.org article they just dropped. Is it, Jacob or Christine? The 7 teams handed ultimatum by Valve over ownership conflict. I don't imagine that's right now.
Why are you trying to throw us under the bus, Trace? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I'm just saying, you know, we need to keep all news relevant around here. And of course, that one is. So that's something to keep your eye on alongside of the DreamHack Masters. Of course, if you want to, you can head over to social media and use hashtag DHMasters. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how you're feeling. More importantly, you can let us know how you're watching the game or who you're watching it with. I like pictures of dogs too. What do you guys say?
Yeah, hit me.
Hit me. All right, fair enough. And with that said, of course, I did say that Acor would be joining us soon. I think they're just going to adjust some of his audio levels and get him in here and get him on the call. But for the time being, I mean, at the outset of this, it's more than just Mad Lions and Spirit. It's more than just, you know, a Complexity faltering and then having to go back and rebuild. I mean, we're seeing some of the top teams now in a lower bracket, and that's got to speak for itself.
It does. It does. I think we're ready to speak to Acor.
Yeah, that sounds really good, actually. That ringing does have a nice ring to it. We're going to bring in Acor. First and foremost, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
So our resident Dane, we call him Jacob over here on our side of the camera. He obviously picked you guys to win the game, and you go along winning it in a pretty convincing fashion. How did you prepare to play against Spirit today?
I mean, we of course been anticipating the team and like watching what maps they play and like what teams normally do, but yeah, just generally anticipating and preparing our own game for today.
Nico, you had a rough loss yesterday against ENCE. How, if at all, did that affect you guys coming into this matchup? Because, of course, losing to Spirit today, that would mean that you both exited the Blast tournament as well as the DreamHack today. Was there added an extra pressure after the rough loss yesterday?
For me, it don't add extra pressure, but it could add some pressure on the other guys. But I don't feel like it didn't feel like we were pressured to like. It didn't feel like extra pressure to win this game. It's just like a normal game for us and a game we should win 9 out of 10 times.
Acor, it seemed like today, through and through, on both maps, on your T side of things, you guys were so decisive. The trade game was on point. Just the decision making was on point. And these are kinds of things that we sometimes question about on your past performances, especially last week when you were a little rusty coming in as a squad. Did you feel that you guys are just improving at a huge rate, or was it Spirit that was not putting up enough of a fight to kind of challenge you guys and make you work for it?
I mean, I feel like we are improving. We are definitely improving, but I don't feel like Spirit was that good. I don't know how to put it, but it didn't feel like a lot of the rounds felt really weird, where like one or two guys are lurking in a 3v3, and it was just a lot of weird rounds.
Acor, I have a question for you, and you have to be completely honest with me right here.
Oh boy.
Are you the best?
Sure.
Are you the best AWP in Denmark at the moment?
That's a good question. I feel like it's a really close game between me. I mean, of course, Device have been really consistent, been like top 5 player the last couple of years, but I would put Device on number 1 just because he's won so much and been so consistent the last years. But between me and Farley, it's pretty close. And I would still put me on number 2.
Yeah, I mean, Device, bunch of majors, and then, obviously I understand what's going on here. Now, I kind of want to shift that same sort of question. We brought Astralis into the picture, so I might as well just throw this one at you as well. Acor, as one of the Danish players in the pro circuit, with all the moves that are being made within at least the Astralis camp, do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on the Danish scene to produce top talent?
I feel like the Danish scene has always been producing a lot of like really good talent and really good players, and I feel like it's just going to continue producing those good talents. And
does it make it? I don't want to say more difficult, but does it make it more interesting being, I guess, a level below Astralis and having to fight through what may be roster change after roster change, or Danes just trying to settle with other Danes in a lineup?
I feel like it could put it could put some pressure on you as a player, because there's a lot of talents on the way up, like right behind you on some of the lower teams, that putting pressure on you because you don't perform, or there's a lot of stuff that impacts you.
Hey, so one last question I'm going to ask you before we get you out of here. There's this new and up and coming player, Farlig. What do you think about him?
I feel like he's pretty good. He's really good, actually.
All right, cool.
Just looking forward to see.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to keep our eyes out for it, man. There ain't not much else that we can do. Good luck to you. You get Fnatic. So Merry Christmas with that. We'll see you at another time, Acor. Thank you so much for your time. Cool. Well, what do you think about that, Jacob? Did we get the answers that we wanted out of him? Did you hear what you needed to hear?
I heard what I needed to hear. I think he, right now, I think Christine and I were talking about how good he is, how interesting he is to watch as a player. His movement, the way he moves around on the server, he's quite unique in the way he approaches Counter-Strike right now. So watching him play is always a joy, and the fact that he also has the confidence to say that he, at the very least, is a top 2 Danish AWP player right now, to me is nice. I want to see some more confidence coming out from him, because he seems like a guy that when he's feeling confident, his movements just goes to a next level. His level of play is just, being elevated. And yes, of course, Device is the best AWP player we have in Denmark right now, but Acor, he could sure as hell be a challenge for him in the future.
Christine.
He said it so perfectly. I mean, I have to once again echo that as well. Acor, as I mentioned before, is just an absolute pleasure to watch. And once again, it's really his decision making and his comfort level within this squad. He always seems to know exactly what kind of value he needs to bring within those rounds. And so Lions, they certainly have a nice practice regime to get Acor to that level, but also Acor's confidence, I think it's going up and up. And each time we talk to him, each time we see him play, it's just getting better and better.
Yeah, and for at least Mad Lions, this is something that we're getting to see a little bit of that project come through. And speaking of the project being through for the day, that's it for me. I'm out of here. There's another game coming your way, though. Heroic versus Vitality will be coming up after the break. Mr. Banks is going to be taking over the helm of the desk. And I want to leave you all with a good night, and we'll be right back after the break.